Hello there, and welcome to another of Andre's Artist Profiles. Today I'm going to be profiling Mr. Terence Trent D'Arby. About 5 or 6, 7 years ago, I don't remember, he actually pulled a Prince, as it were, and changed his name to Sananda Maitreya, I think it's how it's pronounced. Said that he had some sort of religious experience in a dream, and so on and so forth. And I know him as Terence Trent D'Arby, and, you know, I always equated him very much with Prince. But when I first heard him, at least in sound, I, for some reason, in my 8-year-old mind, thought I was hearing Stevie Wonder for some reason. And he sounds absolutely nothing like Stevie Wonder. It was just a very strange thing with me. And the song was called Sign Your Name. I still don't know where I heard Stevie Wonder in that song. Maybe something in the chords or on the vocal chorus. But it definitely, now that I think about it, illustrates the similarity this artist had with Prince. New York native, was an army journalist who joined a band called Touch, which actually have an album out that you can get in England and get a solo contract with Columbia. And this is the first album, introducing the Hard Line, which came out in 1987. There's some furious funk on here, like Dance Little Sister, which was a big hit for him as well, and Wishing Well. You know, it's a very funky album. Actually, you could say that this was almost retro soul before there was retro soul. You know, very much a live band funk flavor that I really appreciate from Terence Trent. Excellent album. You know, a little bit, you know, chilly in places, but when he gets that energy going on, he really gets it going on. The next album came out in 1989 called Neither Fish Nor Flesh. A lot of people are not really crazy about this album so much, and in a way, I can sort of see why. This particular album, you know, doesn't have much of a stylistic focus. It's very psychedelic. The songwriting is very, very unusual, and it's somewhat of a, I think, an attempt to be something of his Sgt. Pepper, but it just, I don't think it really grabs much of a focus as much as his debut, and he kind of disappeared commercially for a little while after this. Kind of his musical jumping the shark moment, but creatively it's a really wonderful album, and I think deserves a lot more attention than it got. The next album was called Terence Trent D'Arby's Symphony or Damn, and this came out in 1993, and he had a hit on this album called Delicate. Now this album is again stylistically all over the map, like Neither Fish Nor Flesh, but the songwriting and the general atmosphere of it is a lot more focused, and I think that's why it was a big success. And of course, after this album, he disappeared. Now, Delicate sounded a lot like Sign Your Name, so it was kind of a predictable hit. You know, rock, funk, it's all kind of here. Again, a very Prince-sounding sort of release. He had another album after this in the 90s that I don't have called TTD Vibrator, but, you know, again, like Neither Fish Nor Flesh, I think it just lacked focus. The next album is his last album under his own name, Wild Card. It had a great retro soul hit called Oh Divina, actually. And the rest of the album, again, you know, kind of has a jazzy rock, trip-hop, eclectic kind of flavor, but again, loses a little focus. Terence Trent D'Arby is great with funk and innovating in that, but sometimes his situation is that he tends to be just a little bit too eclectic, and you can be a little too eclectic. While I appreciate it, I think focus is definitely his friend. So happy 52nd birthday to whatever he's calling himself now, and I'll see you all next time.